Jesús Carime! This entire week has been dedicated to me getting stuff ready for Vacation Bible School with the rest of my youth group. We've been running around filming things and buying stuff, and it's been very hectic. We're working like crazy. Hopefully next week when Vacation Bible School happens, the kids have a great time and everything works out as planned. But the good thing is that while I've been running around this week, I haven't had to worry about my work schedule. Last Friday was my last day, and I could not be happier. I don't know if I ever really explained to you what it is that I do at work. I probably have. But basically I was just an assistant to the manager. I wasn't an assistant manager, but I did more like secretary stuff, kind of. Like I made lists and I kept things organized and I made sure that we had all of like the data completely organized as it needed to be, yada yada. It really is super easy, and I am glad that I was able to help out in some way. There was 1 week where I was a cashier. That was because the person who usually is the cashier at that time was on vacation. They needed somebody to fill in for her, and they were like, well, hey, Sammy did it 2 years ago, so she can do it again. And it was fine. Being a cashier is not my favorite thing. Working in retail, kind of like working in the food industry, means you are going to deal with a lot of very unpleasant people, and people are going to get on your nerves because the general public just doesn't know how to treat employees. And it's not all bad. You always have the really nice customers who are super sweet and loving, and they thank you for everything. I had a customer who was one of the kindest people I've ever met, and he actually paid for somebody else's entire purchase. There are some really good stories. It's not all bad. But the bad ones, of course, are going to stick out, and that's kind of why I personally wasn't excited to be a cashier. In this 1 week, I saw all 5 of my top pet peeves as a cashier, so I thought I would share those 5 pet peeves with you and maybe see if other people can relate to them. Number 1 is when you tell somebody how much change they're getting or how much you owe them, and they say yes or yep, like you needed a confirmation. I don't need you to agree. I'm not asking you how much change I owe you. I am telling you. Don't feel like you need to confirm that. I realize I'm probably the only person bothered by that, but it really irks me. Like, I see it on the computer did the math for me, we know what we're doing, calm down. Number 2 is when you scan an item and it doesn't scan, and people automatically ask, oh, so it's free, right? No friend, it is not free. I will type in the barcode, we have some other code for it or something. Some way, I will find a way to charge you, but you don't get to walk out of here with stuff that you didn't pay for. Like, why is that joke funny to you? I could lose my job if I let you walk out of here with this. Common sense, people, common sense. Number 3 is when you don't have the code to something memorized. You are looking for it and it's just not working. And while you're looking for it, the customer says, oh, that's only $4. Or the label said it was $5.95. That doesn't help me. I don't get to decide how much you are paying. I don't get to type in a price and say, that's how much you owe me now. The computer recognizes barcodes or typed in codes, and the computer saves the exact price that you are paying for. That's how we know how much you owe us. It's not like we do the math ourselves. So you telling me what the price is doesn't help me at all. The 4th one, I don't know how many people have had this experience happen, but when people scan their items for you. Oh, this is my job. I am supposed to scan your items. Let me do it. There's no reason for you to be doing my job. You're not in that much of a rush that you need to take the item, scan it, put it on the counter, and immediately just like take out your wallet and be like, here. Like, calm down. 5 seconds. You'll be alright. It's good. I'm not that slow of a cashier. I understand. Let me do my job. There are exceptions to this rule, of course. There's one guy who comes into the store several times a week because he works at a restaurant. And so he buys really heavy things in bulk. Like he buys packets of ice, he buys packets of water and soda. He gets like charcoal in really big bags. It's a lot of heavy stuff. And so he will go to the register and he will tell me, I have 5 bags of ice. I'll put 5 times into the computer, and then he scans the ice. And then he'll say, I have 2 packets of water. I put 2 times, and he'll pass the water. And it's because it's heavy stuff, and he doesn't want me to strain myself. Stuff like that, that's perfectly fine. That's super considerate. I totally get it. But if you're just rushing me, that's not acceptable. And number 5, which I think should just be a rule in every single workplace ever, don't hit on the employees. We can't respond in the way that we want to. If someone were to speak to me the way that some of these customers do out in the real world, they'd get a talking to. I would be sassy, I would be obnoxious, I would be angry, and I would not hold back. But at the workplace, you can't do that. You can't be honest with them because you're being rude to the customer. They're going to complain to the manager. It just makes me feel uncomfortable because I have to be polite to you. And honestly, that's not conducive to anything. Why do you think that's going to work? Why do you think that someone behind a register is actually going to be like, okay, let me take off my shift right now and I'll go with you wherever you want? That's not how that works. We all know that's not how that works. Please use your common sense. There you go. Top 5 things. Simple, easy, just things I think the general public should be aware of to stop doing. Just as a general rule, be kind, be respectful to other people, especially if they're working like 6 to 8 to 10 to 12-hour shifts and they're exhausted and have probably dealt with several other terrible customers. I guess that's it. I am about to go off and meet the youth group again because we have more filming to do and then we have to edit all these videos before next week. So pray for us, please. Pray that this Vacation Bible School works out really well and that we get a whole bunch of kids and that maybe that'll bring more families to our church and more people will know the joys of having Christ in your life. As cheesy as that sounds, I actually mean it. I hope to hear from you soon. I love you bunches. And the next time you see me, I will be back at McDaniel. So, until then, love, Sammy.